of Youth of Purpose. This is a show we believe is going to transform your lives and help us to participate as young people to the development of this country. We are still bringing you a series of the patriotism trainings in different regions. As you know that in the previous episodes we've been in the West, we've been in the East, and also today we're going to be in Bukedea, where young people are being trained on patriotism. And we're going to be speaking to the Deputy Commissioner of the National Secretariat for Patriotism Call, Office of the President, Mr. Magomo Barak. He'll be telling us how the young people are benefiting from these trainings, but again, what is even the criteria on how these young people are selected to come for these trainings. We'll also be speaking to the RDC of Bukedea. He will also be telling us how patriotism is helping the young people in his district to be able to become better and better their lives. Let's have a look.
Uganda First.
We are in Bukedea, and here with me is the Deputy Commissioner of NSPC. Sir, please say hello to the viewers and introduce yourself.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you. My name is Magomo Mubarak. I'm the Deputy Commissioner in charge of Patriotism Office of the President.
Okay.
We're in Bukedea.
Sir, please tell us, which kind of people do you qualify to come for this kind of training?
As you are aware, Patriotism was a program started far back, 2009. It's now making about 10 years. We have been concentrating in schools. But the impact that has been created in schools has informed us that there is a lot of young people in the communities who need the same knowledge. So as we talk right now, we have sampled the community members at the town council, getting the border riders, the artisans, the youth leaders, with such a category of people who really need to get the values of patriotism to develop them ideologically. That's why we're here. And we went through, we were working together with the Office of the RDC and the DISO to identify those categories of people in their respective places of work. And it is very interesting that even those who are in the media are also part of this training. So we are saying, which message are they relaying to the population? At their place of work, will they take the responsibility of promoting the country in the level of patriotism, or they are there simply because they are in various positions? So as a government, as a program, we want to align them on what to say and what to do in line in promoting our country, Uganda. Yeah.
What is the importance of having such a training?
Very, very vital and relevant to people. First of all, when we ask about to train these guys to understand their responsibilities, first of all, they better themselves economically and even in social relations, because one of the issues I talk about socio-economic transformation. Some of them earn, but they don't know how to spend the money. Some of them who have not put the responsibility of work as a value, because if somebody understands the importance of work, then it will be reflected into prosperity, and it's therefore responsibility of any sound mind, of any sound Ugandan, to get involved into work, improving production, better their homesteads, and the country will be identified as a developed country. That's the struggle. Yeah.
What are some of those things that you're doing to make sure that you change the mindsets of these youths who are here, who do not take work importantly?
Yeah, in the first place, like the previous days who have been here, they really seem to have appreciated that they didn't have the information about how they need to do their work. The issue of tribalism has been limiting their progress, because whether you're Muteso or which tribe, what you produce, you can't consume everything. Another person needs to do it, and they seem to have picked sense, because in this place they grow a lot of maize, nuts, and cassava. that go in exchange for banana in the media side in Bugisu. Now, once they discover that a neighbor, another person of that tribe is the market, then it is something exciting to them because they need to survive in exchange for money and what they produce at that point.
So is there any other information you would like to tell the people out there, most especially the youths,
yes.
who do not take work to be honest?
Yeah, I want to tell the population, especially the younger people, that you have a responsibility of improving on yourself. And improving on yourself means that you need to look for the required information that you can have the quality population. Young as they are, you are 20, 30 years, 40. The truth of the matter is in that process you have a family. But how have you prepared for that family? Now, we expect everybody, every youth who is here to become responsible. That when you have a family, you have prepared how they should go, be educated, how they should get their health care program, and how you're going to feed them. Now, when you don't address these questions as a younger person, then you are likely going to suffer. And I want to call upon everybody that let's use what is available surrounding us for our advantage. For example, regardless of the job you are in, we can explore the issue of agriculture because the fertile resources that are available should be utilized. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're a border, when you go back home or wherever you need to eat, what have you done surrounding us that as you pursue the other job, that is something that you are going to benefit from agriculture. This is your resource that we must tap and have our potential of improving in our production, and Uganda will automatically change.
Uganda first.
Mr. Aradisisa, why is this training taking place specifically here in Bukedya, and what is its impact on the youth of Bukedya?
Well, Bukedya, for me, I should first of all say as RDC, I am one of the luckiest because I am told this the training has been planned to roll out in the whole country. Now, for the National Secretariat of Patriotism Clubs to identify Bukedya as one of the pilot districts, to me, I would certainly say it is because of good luck, but also because Bukedya is a fast-growing population where we have very many young people that must get involved into developmental activities. You know, most of our leaders here, beginning with the chairperson LOC5, the woman member of parliament, and all other honorable members of parliament are very hardworking. So that then means as they come in, they should get a well-organized community that they can now enable, put in inputs. As they go out to lobby, they bring in whatever it is, besides government programs of YLOP, for instance, or Emyoga. They would now find a well-planned and well-organized audiences. So that is why we say this is very, very important that the program is run all over the country, but certainly Bukedya now will be a benchmarking area because I was in Serere, and Serere patriotism is very, very active, and I know once I bring in the practices which I had in Serere here, then other districts will come and do benchmarking from here in Bukedya. But most importantly, I should say, is that Bukedya has already received 1.1 billion of the Emyoga funds. And to me, I did not want this money to get out to the Emyoga groups before they are well prepared ideologically, mentally, and also they come to know that this money, as I had when I just come here in the other groups, that the money was brought in by His Excellency the President to say thank you for voting, and they must just eat the money, in quotes, just eat the money or enjoy life. And indeed, yesterday we scanned through here in our expectations, and some members were saying, if I go 10 million now, I would just go and drink it up. So that would be anti-development. We want a situation where people's mind are now oriented towards economic development, that whatever they are going to do will be an economic activity, not just for the stomach. Even when you are going to grow tomatoes, you should be growing it not just for the stomach. For the stomach, yes, but most importantly, for economic activities, for business, for sales. And that should be cutting across all the other enterprises, like produce dealing, like mechanics, like hotel owners or restaurant owners, saloon owners. It must all be for AMNEDA, and AMNEDA is profit oriented, that when you get 10 million, after 1 year, we should be seeing you maybe with the 20 or 30 million. And that is how the development will be fastened in Bukedia, particularly if everybody is then having money in his pocket.
Thank you so much, Mr. RDC, and that was it from the RDC of Bukedia.
Youth of Purpose.
Very good insights right there from the Deputy Commissioner and also the RDC of Bukedia District. You know, this is something that we really need to take so serious, that this is basically to transform us as Ugandans, and especially the young people, to be able to understand our country and know how we can contribute to its development. Now we're going to be talking to a number of people who attended this training, and they are going to let us know, are they benefiting from this kind of trainings? Are they even necessary? Have a look.
Uganda First.
Hi, beautiful. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Good. Why are you here? What have you learned from this whole training? I'm here for patriotism training, and I'm here to gain skills, knowledge on how I can survive from outside there. Okay. What are some of those skills that you've gained so far? The skills I've gained so far, like for example, yesterday we were given a presentation by Major Ochan from Operational Escalation on how you yourself can use some of the things, for example, like the disposable water bottles, how you can use them, like we have those rings on top of them, you can get them, make key holders, and you go outside there and sell. And then also, like, you can still use those water bottles, cut them to put water. You put sand inside them, it can make bricks for building. Wow, that's so, and also how you can use your knowledge, your mind, your mindset. How are you thinking? If you're thinking of poverty, definitely you'll be poor. But if you're thinking positively and your mind is positive about being rich, definitely you will be rich. Use your eyes to see some things. If you see that that thing is good for me, you go for it. But then if your eyes are closed, you leave it, and other people who see can take it, and definitely they become better than you.
Okay. What would you advise a girl out there who has not yet joined this training? Like, what would you tell such a person? Most of us are out there thinking of only sponsors' money. But you said when you're here, you learn how to do different things, and they keep on giving you ways in how to make your own money. So please advise a girl out there who's only and only thinking of the sponsors' money.
Yeah, my advice to my fellow girls outside there, because even me once I was thinking about that. But then from the time I started joining patriotism trainings, I gained the skills. Like, I no longer look at that sponsors' money, because that money will even do you nothing, because tomorrow it will give you, yes, it will give you 100,000. But if you don't have knowledge of how to use that 100,000 to get more money, to get more money, definitely that you just use that money, buy this
cheap thing that you want, clothes,
KFC, bags, and that'll be the end of it.
It gets done. But if you attend such trainings, they advise you on how to use. For example, maybe that sponsor has given you the 100,000. You open up, maybe you start selling second-hand clothes, so that you get interest. Definitely, that money will keep on growing big and big. So advice just from outside there. Please come when you hear about some trainings about patriotism. Come, attend, and be positive about this training, because some of you outside there, you may think that those are NRM things. No, it is training that builds you up and that guides you with knowledge.
And then they think they have that energy.
They think it is a muchaka, but even if it is a muchaka, it is for your physical health. It is for your physical health. You be healthy. You might be outside there, you have some other diseases, but when you come here, you can do that some simple exercise, you become healthy.
But it's not basically that.
It is not basically on muchaka.
Tell them
it's about building your mindset to be positive about your future. How to get money. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Uganda First.
Hey girl, what's up? You're looking good.
Thank you.
How are you? What's your name?
Good. My name is Evelyn Sobaguti.
Okay, Evelyn, what are you doing here?
I'm here for a patriotism course.
What have you learned from this training?
I've learned a lot. I've learned about health. I've learned a lot about government programs and about loving the country and myself at large.
Apart from that, is it just about loving your country, or it's a broad thing?
It's a broad thing. We're talking a lot. We're talking health. We're talking government programs. A lot of things are unfolding here.
Okay. What would you advise someone who's out there and a young girl like you who has not joined this patriotism? They're just home seated?
I would advise them to join, because we're meeting a lot of people. We are interacting and making social getting together. We get to know each other. We spread contact, and at the end of the day, besides just this, we're getting to learn a lot.
Thank you so much, Evelyn.
Welcome.
Uganda First.
Hey Resta, Wagwan, I did not expect to see you here. What are you doing here today?
I'm here for training.
Here for training?
Yeah.
I thought someone like you would be somewhere in a studio recording your music and doing, you know?
Yeah. There's recording, but sometimes we should also have time for training so that you get some knowledge for other things, especially this one.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
What exactly do you expect to gain out of this whole training?
Fun, most I've got knowledge. And I think there's some elements.
What exactly do you mean by you've got some knowledge? Would you break it down for us? Because we do not know what exactly.
Yeah, for instance, in this training, they are training us how to make money, hard work, God fearing, environmental protection, and all of those things. We have learned them.
So in the beginning, you did not know how to make money?
Not really, but they can add you on the ideas you have.
Yeah, that's great. So what was the procedure that you guys that followed to select you guys to come here, or how did they reach out to you guys?
I think they followed an artist, the patriots, the teachers, like four categories of people are here.
Okay. What would you tell someone who's out there and they're just out there without anything, they do not know what's going to happen next? What would you advise such a person, most especially people who are in our age?
Yeah, I advise them to be focused. In whichever culture you are, you can make life out of that.
Okay. As we are closing, please tell them your name and where you are and what you do.
I'm Shaggy Felix, aka Shaggy Fox. I'm an artist.
Wow.
As long as I do business.
What kind of business?
I have a library.
Oh wow, that's
You want movies, you want music, what? I can do it for you.
Okay, take a look from him. At least he does multiple things. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Rasta, before you go, please call upon all the youths, but using your local language, to at least come up and join this patriotism training, just like you are.
Okay.
And even those other artists that you work with out there.
Okay. Kwa naso acha kina ta kono kinangina aramak atumna kano dipona kere let's join aluma sonda atukotona na patrotsin teronda dumune ameda medawno ndai ishawno na achu asene na gila impero neto jokaro okejare aribo de province asom kada agogo kada amno kena edeke nisubere po.
So Rasta, you told me you were a musician.
Yes.
Would you give us an a cappella, or at least one of your songs?
Okay. You know to so?
It's okay.
Okay. Edeke dope bona jenemo. Edeke la suba kujako. Deke ngonu bona maemo. Edeke la suba kujako. Deke ngonu bona jenemo. Na rechwe deke. Timone deke lo. Ejoke deke lo. No yo dada. Ashag box.
Wow, that was great.
Youth of Purpose.
Beautiful. You've heard it from them, and they've shown you how they are benefiting from the patriotism trainings. These are trainings that I wish each and every district in Uganda gets to have, and every young person gets at least for a lifetime, at least once, to have this kind of training. So today on Hands On, we are going to be looking at young people that have made a locally advanced stove. That it helps you just by using a fan and a solar to be able to light, and it is very fast. Imagine cooking like a 20 barrel of water in just 10-15 minutes and it's ready. And remember, it's very affordable, but also eco-friendly because it doesn't emit a lot of smoke. And this is a very advanced stove. How advanced? Let's have a look.
My name is Jumba Derek, an electrical and electronics engineer here at Jeep. And here today we are going to explain our advanced local stove. I call it advanced local stove because basically it can be like your normal electrical cooker at home. So that's why it is called an advanced local stove. And here we are going to explain how it's made and how it works, a little bit of it. Some technology that it is in it, and now this technology is not new. It's called a PWM technology, and here basically we are controlling a 4-wire fan, which basically has a power supply, it has a tachometer, and also has a PWM output. Here we are not using the tachometer because we are not interested in the speed of the fan. We are interested in PWM of the fan. What basically this means is, as the fan runs, we get more fire here. When we get 100% of the fan, we get a lot of fire. When we get near to zero of the PWM of the fan, we get little fire. Now, as you can see here, when we switch on this switch here, so whenever we increase the PWM here, that means we are increasing the amount of air that is being blown into the stove. The amount of oxygen you have in there, the bigger the size of the fire we will have, and the quicker it will cook. So now, what we do, we put our firewood into this inlet here of the fire stove. Put it in here like this. Put in more firewood there. There you go. If you have a look inside there, that's our fire. So now, here we can increase our PWM from 0 to 100%. I think you can hear that sound. So when I increase here to 100%, that means I'm increasing the amount of airflow which is flowing through this pipe from the fan into our local charcoal stove. The more air that goes in, the more fire you get. And the more fire, the quicker the boiling of your stuff that you've put on here. So now here, this is a switch. It's on and off switch. When it's off, we are having no air. I think you have seen now the fire has gone down because I've switched off the PWM. I will not go into the details of the circuitry inside here. So our interest is looking at how it operates. So when I put back this switch on here, I will have my display come on. I think you can have a look, closer look, you can zoom in, there we go. Now here we are at 0, so there is no air which is flowing into our charcoal stove because we are at 0%. That means that the fan is on 0% of the time. The fan is off because we are having a 0 here. So now here I'm increasing, I'm at around 10% to, let me go to 20. So that means our fan is on by only 20% of the time and 80% off. So we are having a little air which is being blown into our charcoal stove. So that means we are going to be having a little fire which goes in there. But as I increase here, I think you can have a look. When I increase, that is 30, 40, 50% of the time on. That is 60. As I increase, I think you hear the sound. The fire is increasing now inside there. That is 80. And that is 90. There we go. That's 100. That means I'm having a lot of air which is being blown in here. And if at all you can have a look, the water is starting to boil. And in a short time, if at all it was covered, you would see it going to 100% to 100 degrees Celsius in the meantime, in the shortest time possible. So basically here I'm having a battery because this system is being powered from the battery source. There's no electricity which is flowing in here. So we are having a battery, and this circuitry is getting its power from the battery. Then after getting the power from the battery, inside here there's a control board which controls the speed of the fan. In fact, basically here I'm controlling the revs per minute of the fan. That is the revolution per minute of the fan. Whenever I increase percentage of the fan, the PWM here on the control, that means I'm increasing the revs per minute of the fan. The more the revs per minute, the more the fire will get. So power goes from the battery here into the circuitry inside here, then regulates the power to the PWM inlet of the fan. Now this control board also has because you would ask me that how do you charge the battery, what if the battery goes low? Yeah, this circuitry inside here has an LVD. LVD stands for low voltage disconnect. When the battery goes low on the battery, that's around 10.5 of a 12 volt battery system, the circuitry here will detect that, and once it detects that the battery is 10.5 volts, then it will cut off the battery, then cut off the fan. Then that means that the airflow which goes into our stove is being cut off. So now here we have put a solar charger inside here. We can put panels. Right now this is for testing. We have not put the panels, but we can put a panel because there is an inlet for the panel. The work of the panel will detect that now the battery is low, then it will start charging the battery. That means you won't take away your battery for charging. This control here has a good solar charger inside it, so it will be charging the battery, and once the battery gets full around 14.2 according to the manufacturer of the battery, then it will cut off the charge. After cutting off the charge, that means the battery is fully charged and the system will be reusable again. So it will be good for the environment because there's little carbon dioxide which is circulating all around, because there's a lot of oxygen which is going inside the charcoal stove. So we are having only little or a glitch of smoke coming out of this charcoal stove.
Wow, it's been a blast of a short day, and you know, every time that I'm here and we're learning together, I don't really want to go, but time is definitely not our good friend, and we have to end it here. But remember, this show is proudly brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Corps, Office of the President, under the theme Uganda First. All those innovations that you're seeing, all the things that we're doing is about Uganda, looking at the future of Uganda and putting it first to make sure that we love our fellow Ugandans and also we take good care of ourselves. Keep it Youth of Purpose, a show that we believe is going to transform your lives. See you next time.
Youth of Purpose, brought to you by Uganda First.